Hi and welcome to Julie's Kitchen. Today we are going to prepare the lunch that Mark and I are going to throw together for ourselves for today. I already have our ingredients all prepped and we're getting the pan all heated up. I've put about a tablespoon of coconut oil. I use coconut oil because it takes to the heat better than olive oil or canola oil or anything else. It takes the high temperatures really well. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. Okay, and the first thing we're going to toss in is an onion, and we have chopped up a very large onion today actually because we were kind of in an oniony mood. I'm just going to toss that in there. So this is really just the ingredients that we have on hand. We're fans of stir fries, like kind of throwing things together, especially for lunch. And tastes delicious. So that's what we're going to have today. So I've got my onion in here, obviously, and I'm going to let that cook for a couple of minutes as it caramelizes a little bit. I'm not putting any sugar in it to help it along, but it'll get nice and delicious. I love cooked onions. And then over here, this is about 1/8 of a cabbage, and I've just finely chopped it, cut it into like 4s and then cut it even more. Some leftover beans that we have is about a cup of black beans, and then some leftover rice we have about probably half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of brown rice, and then these are just frozen broccoli and frozen string beans, and then about 2 or 3 teeny tiny potatoes and a carrot. I cooked the carrot and the potatoes in the microwave in order to soften them so that they wouldn't take too long in the stir fry. And then we're going to kind of medley that all together and season it up, and that's going to be lunch. So I'm excited. Okay, so the onions look great, and they're starting to get a little translucent, so I'm going to toss in the next ingredients. I'm going to toss in the cabbage. Cabbage is my new best friend, I have to tell you. I can't believe how 1 head of cabbage, will really go a long way. I used some of that just the other night for this really great dish that we made too, and I'll have to get the recipe out once we make it again. So I'm tossed in my potato and my carrots, and then my frozen broccoli and green beans. And yes, this is a whole lot of food, but when you're eating lots of vegetables, not a big deal. Alright. And yes, we will eat all of this. Look at this stir fry. Everything's kind of cooked down a little bit. It's not quite as big as it was because the frozen stuff's all cooked now. So what we're going to do is we're going to add, I chopped up some cilantro, and I also cut up a tomato because we don't have any red. We have some orange, we have some green, we got some white. We don't have any red. So we're going to toss in some red and then some cilantro for some yummy, delicious flavorings. And then we'll toss in our rice and our beans in order to get them mixed in there as well, so that they'll heat up before the meal is cooked. Okay, great. And I'm going to put in some ground sea salt, and you can use just whatever salt you have. This is just what we have on hand right now. Got some salt, some black pepper, taco seasoning, which we keep on hand for some flavor. This is no MSG. Okay, we'll give that a nice mix up. And we're almost ready. Now we're just going to let it cook through, and we'll be almost at the finished product. Okay, so just while this is continuing to cook through, I have a pile of cilantro that I got from the store, and in order to keep cilantro a little better, I read that you can fill up either a glass or a vase or something, but this is just what I'm going to use today, a glass with some water, and then put the cilantro into the water with the stems, and it will help to keep it fresher longer. And I have done this before, and it did work very well. Another thing that I've heard is doing something like that with basil. And I did this too, and I put it on the windowsill, and it actually went hydroponic, meaning that that roots started growing out of the stem into the water, and it flourished. But I did that during the summertime, and I don't know if it would not do well during the winter, so I'm going to have to give that a shot and let you know. But so it says put a plastic bag over it, and then just put it right into the refrigerator, which I'll put it right here. And then that will protect the cilantro and keep it lasting a little longer. So just a tip from Julie's Kitchen. This final addition, I'm going to sprinkle a little soy sauce onto there, not too much. And give it a good mix, and then we are done. So this is our delicious, wonderful smelling lunch today. I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. And see all the colors and the vibrancy of this. It's just, it looks wonderful. And it smells even better. And here's our final product. As you can see, it's a lot of food, but it's a lot of vegetables and only a little bit of some beans and potato and rice, but really, really good. And if you have some avocado or guacamole, it'd be an awesome topper for this. Sadly, we don't have any, but just a couple slices. We just add a nice, rich, creamy texture with the avocado. What we're going to do is we're going to put some nutritional yeast on top of this, which is incredibly nutrient dense, which I was blown away by. For a tablespoon and a half, has 8 grams of protein in it. Excuse me. This stuff is amazing, and it's just very, very dense with nutrients, and I highly recommend that you check it out. And so we're going to give a sprinkle of this, probably not a tablespoon and a half's worth, but still some good stuff. It kind of tastes cheesy, and it's really, really good. We put it on top of popcorn as well. Great stuff, and that's our lunch. Thank you for coming in Julie's Kitchen. I'll see you next time.